Welcome to this week's version of Simpleton Review. I know this version is going to be the best version because this is version 3.5.
Absolutely.
I guess. I don't even know what that means.
Or is it 3.8? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Is that 3.8?
Yeah, Lem, is that 3.8? Is that where we're at right now? 3.8?
Look, they use that to like judge people's grades and stuff.
They do.
So I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah,
it's a perfectly valid number.
So we're going to be reviewing First of all, I'm Nate Wade, Simpleton number 1.
And I'm Charlie Gibson, Simpleton number 2.
I'm Lemuel Edwards, Simpleton number 3.
Oh yeah! Bring in number 3! Bring in number 3! Woo!
I was going to say, Charlie, does he not sound excited to be here or what? I'm Lemuel Edwards, Simpleton.
You guys are making fun of me. I don't know why I would be excited to be here.
When you're taking the number 3 as like the last, of course you're going to come across as like a little downtrodden. But hey, just all I got to say is, who does number 2 work for?
If you're number
Who does
3
number 2 work for? 2.
That's right. If you're number 3 in the Olympics, you still get on the podium, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're usually the guy that's celebrating them.
You get a bronze medal, and I mean, it basically is nothing more than a giant penny, but at least you're on the podium. Just saying. So have you been recording these deals there, Charlie, on your audio?
I actually have. I'm 100%. Actually, I started them a few minutes earlier, so you might get some outtakes from that.
That's all right. No, that's what we do. That's what we all do. We start it way before, and I can go in and edit it and slice them up. So we're going to be reviewing an album this week, and it's called the Pack A.D. It's a Canadian garage band. I'm just basically quoting from Wikipedia here. Canadian garage band from duo, basically from Vancouver, British Columbia. So just kind of north from us here in Idaho. They're known. This is. I wonder if they wrote this Wikipedia entry. Known for their hold on. Known for their explosive live performances and the ability to generate a massive sound with only 2 members. The Pack A.D. plays garage rock with an eclectic variety of genre influences, including pop, punk, psychedelic, new wave, and blues. How long did it take him to come up with that?
This is all true. I mean, if you go to one of their shows, you're going to hear all those sounds, and it's not bad. It's actually quite fun to go to. They played Boise a couple of times, and I really enjoy their shows.
Okay, so that's how you heard of them originally? Was from
that is how I heard of them, and I have them on my watch list from Bandcamp. So when this album came out, I got a flag, and when it was my turn, I was like, oh, this is the one I would need to buy. I've been waiting for it, and I put off listening to it until it came my turn to choose the album again, and I got the flag at the same time.
Gotcha. Well, I tell you who the Pack A.D. is. It's that band I loved in high school. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know where I'm going with this today. That's okay. So Charlie, was it at a Tree Fort Festival, or was it just they just came to town and played at some venue?
I think they played a Tree Fort Festival, and I think I caught them on an off show.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like, you could tell that it wasn't like an arranged set. Mm-hmm. Or if it was like, okay, we're gonna mix in a bunch of stuff that people haven't heard because they're not used to our sound. So that was the first time I heard them, and then the second time I heard them, it was just after the Dollhouse album came out. Their one right before this, and it was I think it was just at the Neurolux, and they opened for another Canadian band, which either they were the headliner or the opener. Either way, it was a good show. And I enjoyed them a ton. It was fun.
Okay, great. Well, tell me a little bit about what you thought about this newest album that they just put out, which is entitled "It Was Fun While It Lasted."
Yeah, this one totally felt like a quarantine effort.
What do you mean?
I mean, just the themes of the songs and everything were perfect for the quarantine. It's like everything was just kind of like dulled back just a bit, because when I was used to listening to them, it was a rockin' show, and this is definitely when some people describe my music taste, they say it's like the country meets the British wave invasion or the British invasion kind of thing.
Okay,
and this album really like augments that. I mean, it like shows that well. Just the opening track of "Give Up." I mean, it's totally something that had to come out, or at least it demonstrates the pandemic well. Is that everything is just kind of like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Let's just stop now and reset.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lem, what did you think?
I liked it a lot. For some reason, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Black Keys, or even like a little bit of the White Stripes.
Okay.
Just kind of like rocky. You can feel the blues. Kind of not like overly complicated. At least for this album, it didn't seem like.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it a lot. The check engine light song, the little like bluesy interlude they had. I liked that a lot. It was a good song.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite song on the whole album. When I put it on, I gotta tell you, for like the first 5 seconds, I was like, I was like, okay, this is all right. You know, I mean, even the drum beat, I was like, wow, I'm not a good drummer, but I could play these drums, because it was like not complicated whatsoever. And it was just straight power chords on the guitar playing. Now, when we got into the album just a little bit, then some of the songs started to get a little bit more technical, but those first few songs were like, they just kind of felt like they were dragging. I just didn't feel a lot of energy. I guess, like Charlie said, you know, maybe it was it was the pandemic quarantine kind of thing, but there wasn't a lot of energy behind the songs until you started to get into it more, and then maybe the last couple of songs, it kind of started to hit me a little bit more. But man, I was just like, I really had a hard time with this album. I kind of wanted to turn it off, quite honestly. Like the first couple of songs.
Well, yeah, and again, that's that little bit of country vibe that. Everything just kind of drags just a bit.
Well, yeah, but you know, I like country, and I like the stuff that drags. I mean, I like old, you know, probably the kind of country you're talking about, this kind of droney type of a country, you know, outlaw type country, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think of, there's one guy right now that he does country music, but it's not really country music. In fact, one of the he actually did a remake of a Nirvana song, and I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. Really cool dude, and it's really slow and kind of droney, but I really, really like it. He's got that kind of baritone, country-ish voice, kind of like Johnny Cash or something like that, you know, and just slow, but I love it. I don't know why. So I don't know. I mean, there's this. I guess it's that same thing. Kind of like with Low Tom, it's just that
Starflyer 59. It's that same guitar. Seeing it's the guitar part that kind of grooves me.
Yeah, it's that
even though, but it's what drives everybody else crazy.
Yeah, it's that down strum power chord thing. It's like, I don't know. I just like, dude, really? I mean, can we just?
Well, except that you can't say dude. It's a couple of ladies.
Okay, dudettes. I don't know what their pronouns are. Maybe they go.
They could be gender neutral.
2020, right?
We're not here to offend. So.
No, we're not here to even judge. They are. So, I mean, it looks like they've been around for quite a while. It says they were formed in 2006. Yeah, 2006.
They were here long before I heard of them. So I was like, oh. I had no idea they'd been around that long, because. When I didn't even when I was at the show, I didn't get to go to the merch table that night or anything, because I was kind of pressed for work the next day. So, but like I said, for the time, and they didn't play anything that sounded like this album at that during that concert. I mean, it was definitely this is definitely more of a thought like drowning thought. The kind of things that kind of hold you back. I mean, and you could tell by the album cover when they got the bags over their heads.
Yeah.
Something was going on.
Right. Well, I mean, it looks, and Lemuel pointed out, you know, that their influences, and he said they kind of sounded like this band or that band. Well, I mean, that's what they have in the Wikipedia. They said that they, reviewers have compared them to the White Stripes, the Kills, Black Keys, so that kind of
all those
kind
of
stuff. So, right. Although, I gotta tell you, I'd rather listen to the White Stripes than the Black Keys. This is me. I don't know. And that's the thing. Even if it's just simple, it doesn't. That's not the reason why I don't like it. I like simple music. I mean, honestly, the White Stripes is about as simple as it gets. There's a 4-piece drum set and a guitarist. That's it. There's no bass. There's nothing else. It's just those two people, and somehow they pull it off, and it sounds like a full freaking rock band. It's amazing.
But if you could play like Jack
White, have you listened to Seven Nation Army? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still simple. I mean, if you like, I saw the documentary on Netflix, and they had Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, and they had The Edge from U2, and they had Jack White, and they were all sitting around talking about guitars. And of course, Jimmy Page is known for his technical guitar playing, and The Edge is known for his just experimentation and all the crazy things he does.
Just big sound, yeah.
Yeah, and the documentary starts out with Jack White making a guitar by a piece of wood, couple of nails, and a string of metal, and he's sitting there playing it like a freaking guitar. I mean, this is how Jack White is. He's just boil rock music down to its most simplest level. That's what Jack White does, and that's what he's always done. But they've been involved. They've got a lot of their songs on different things. The song "Haunt You" was featured in films like The Collection and Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Their song "1880" was from We Kill Computers, was featured on the film The Art of the Steal. The song "Yes I Know" was featured on the CW's series Riverdale, as well as Showtime's reboot of the L Word, Generation Q. Song "Motivate" was featured in the soundtrack to the video game NASCAR Heat 3. So they're not a small band. They've obviously been around a while and had a few songs. So, just because it's not my taste doesn't mean it's not going to be your taste. But let's go ahead and give it a score. I'm going to go first because I'm probably going to give it the lowest score of all of us. And so let's end on a high note. Okay? I'm going to go for a...
Uh-oh.
I'm embarrassed. I'm going to give it really low.
I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Oh,
Fair
no.
1.5. Look, I like I said, that blues riff, the instrumental, was my favorite song, and it was only 30 seconds long. So what am I going to do, right? So, again, 1.5 from me. Next, why don't we go with you, Simpleton number 3?
I think I'm going to give it a 3. I liked it.
Okay.
I dug it.
Okay. All right. Charlie?
See, and I give it a 3 as well because it had that Starflyer 59 drone to it. It wasn't used to what I've heard. When I've heard the band twice, all their sounds were a lot happier or a lot speedier. The tempos were different, and you could tell that there was a lot of influence from other bands. This one was a step in a more of a melancholy way. The writing was totally different. There was no hype. No hype whatsoever in this album. So yeah, if you're looking for anything like up or anything, this is not the album for you.
What you're probably telling me is that this may not be the best way to be introduced to the band, is this record?
No, what I'm saying is it's a step in a totally different direction.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if that's where they're going. I mean, I still think their talent is there. It's just that I think that a lot of people, I would say this would be a hard introduction for the band. Because a lot of people would be used to like the more energetic sounds and everything. Like if you hear these songs at their shows, they're probably going to be interludes to other things, because they're not going to be like, you might hear the opening track as like their opening sound, just to like lambaste the concert, but they're going to jump into something much more energetic and then use these songs as transitions.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So your final score then was a 3? Is that what you said?
3, yes.
All right, so 3, and Lemuel, you gave him a 3?
Yep.
And I gave him a 1.5. Okay.
And
what can I say?
We need to start talking about
Charlie
the pop culture.
harsh in the last.
Yeah.
Let's talk pop culture happiness. Why don't we start out with Mr. Number 3? What you got for us?
Pop culture happiness.
Yes.
So what I wrote down is a little story that I heard on NPR.
NPR. That's a bastion of
NPR.
happiness.
I've been listening to way too much of that, honestly. But this was kind of a happy little segment. So Ryan Reynolds and another gentleman also from Deadpool, I'm thinking the blonde guy who works at the bar, but I'm not certain. They both went and bought a soccer team, a Welsh soccer team. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Like, I guess the fans of the team that live around there were like pretty excited because this team doesn't usually have a lot of money flowing into it. So it's pretty neat.
I also heard that Ryan Reynolds is like a majority owner in some cell phone company, like one of those flat rate cell phone companies.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, And then he owns I think he's into liquor too, like some sort of liquor he owns. Money.
Yeah, well, most people are into liquor, so like The Rock has his own.
The Rock has his own tequila. Yep.
That's not.
I'm into liquor too. What can I mean? Oh, you're talking about owning it. Oh, silly me. Okay, well, I'm gonna go.
Probably
with my
not the place to.
I'm going to go with my happiness next. How's that? So I live, for those of you who don't know, I live in a tiny town. It's actually not that tiny anymore. It's about 100,000 people in the general vicinity of Idaho Falls, Idaho. And if you guys have been paying attention to pop culture the past couple of weeks, you may have heard of my little town because TikTok's biggest star right now is from my little town. His name is, he calls himself Dogface 208. He actually had another couple of numbers in there, but I think he looks like he took him out of his title name these days. But
that's funny.
Anyways, his name is Nathan Apodaca, and I actually know the guy, or at least knew him when he was a kid. He actually went to my church once upon a time. But yeah, his name is Nathan Apodaca, and the cool. First of all, I want to say it's happy because I think it's really cool that this dude has gotten so much publicity for just a simple, happy video. The dude's car breaks down. He jumps on his longboard and he starts riding down the exit because he has to go work in his spud warehouse, which is kind of cool because I'm in the spud industry as well. And he's singing a song to Fleetwood Mac, and he's drinking his cranberry juice, and he turns to the camera and he starts lip syncing, and it just went like crazy.
It blew up.
I remember this one.
Yeah, and Fleetwood Mac's album goes in the top 10 and in both the United Kingdom and the United States for the first time in like 40 years. I mean, this album came out in like 1976. It's ancient. And so Peter, the dude from Fleetwood Mac, he thanks him, and then Stevie Nicks, she does her own rendition of the video, the famous video, and then the Cranberry Company, Ocean Spray, buys him a brand new pickup truck and fills the back of his pickup truck full of cranberry juice, and then he gets sent down to Las Vegas to make appearances down in Las Vegas, and then he goes to Los Angeles and he gets to meet people like Snoop Dogg, who he ends up doing a commercial with for Vivint security alarms. So he's in a commercial with Snoop Dogg, and this guy has spent he's got a record, okay? He's been in and out of jail. He's had a lot of problems, and he was living in his RV. Well, this is the best part about it recently. He just dropped $320,000 in cash for a brand new house right here in Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Crazy.
That's after proposing to his girlfriend, and so now he's gonna be getting married, and he just bought a $320,000 house in cash. And he's doing great, and he's actually doing appearances around town, and he still goes around. Kids love him. I mean, it's just a feel good story, man. It's really good.
Cool. He created a whole trend on TikTok to sound like a Gen Zer.
Yeah, exactly.
SNL and all these like crazy big people on TikTok just did the same video basically.
Right, yeah, it's so funny, and the really cool part, he's created his own set of merch. He's got his shirts. He created his own Halloween costume. You could dress up like Dogface for Halloween.
That's awesome.
Have your hoodie on and drink your Ocean Spray. Yeah, he's smart, first of all, and I hope he understands, and I think he does. I've seen some interviews that this is 15 minutes of fame. It's going to die down, but he's having the time of his life, and he's making some good decisions with his money, so it's good to see.
Hey, if that can pay off your house, that's the 15 minutes is totally worth it.
Yeah, he was living in a tiny little camper trailer. Not even like a trailer, but a camper trailer. And so now he's a homeowner, so that's pretty awesome. Chuckles, what about you? What's your happiness?
Hey, my happiness has to go with my size. So this is about.
I'm happy to be that size too.
This is awesome. Okay, so I was sorting through some news items.
Okay,
I found like the best pastry. Okay. It is the donut bar in San Diego and in Las Vegas have the biggest mashup that you could ever run into. It is a freaking donut with an actual Pop-Tart cooked in the center. It's called a Pop-Tart donut. And it is like jelly filled, topped with frosting, and like chopped up bits of Pop-Tarts and sprinkles and everything. And then like
Oh my gosh.
It looks huge.
That sounds awful.
It is. It's a
sound
diabetic
awful. That
coma.
sounds amazing.
That sounds
A
so
diabetic
gross.
coma waiting to happen.
I would take one bite of that and need to be done. I would take one bite and have to go to bed.
That's it. One bite,
yeah,
and you better have
exactly.
your insulin shot ready because you're gonna need it. Whoa, that's pretty impressive. So
But
where's
it's
this at again?
a pound of donut. A whole pound.
Where's this at again?
This is the donut bar over in San Diego and in Las Vegas.
I'm gonna
But
have
they
to check
announced
that
her. So and there's video. You can we'll probably put the link on there.
Yeah.
So you can actually watch it being made. But
Yeah.
they stretch the dough and they put a whole Pop-Tart folded in there.
Yeah.
Squirt it full of jelly and it's good times.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, yeah, that sounds really okay. All right, guys.
would
Go
take
check
care of,
out
like,
the
2
donut.
weeks.
Call good.
All right, well, this has been our weekly edition of the Simpleton review. I'm glad you guys have all decided to join us. Thank you so much for watching. If you do us all a favor, at least us three, we'd truly appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. Let us know if you like the video. Comment. Tell us what you think, or if you got any comments about some of the stuff we covered today. We've got merch. I don't have the merch on. Do any of you? Oh, Lemuel's got the merch on this one. Simpleton Review. You can find our merch, and you can visit our website at simpletonreview.com, where you can find some news items there. On our blog, we talk about everything from cartoons to movies to books to whatever comes our way in there. You also find a link there for merch, and so you can buy our t-shirts. We also have hoodies that are available. You can buy masks. In the age of Corona, you can buy a Simpleton mask, which is pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to get myself one of those. So yeah, we're everywhere. If you like audio podcasts instead of watching video, you can also subscribe to the audio version of this podcast and listen to us there. So please tell all your friends about Simpleton. Subscribe, like, we love you. Have
Become
a
a
wonderful.
simpleton.
That's right. Have
Become a simpleton.
Become a simpleton. That's right.
One of us.
One of us. Bye.